Colonel Ryan. He needs your attention too.
American. Army Air Corps. I'm what they call at home a 90-day wonder. I'm an airplane driver, Major. My business is flying. How many men do you figure to get clear?
Colonel Ryan, if one gets out, it's a victory.
Howdy, folks, and welcome to the Spaghetti Theater for the Spaghetti Theater Review. Hope you're having a wonderful holiday season. You know, Christmas, the New Year's, same old shit, different year. I know. I still haven't even delivered my Christmas presents, which is the whole reason I decided to review this 1965 war classic, Von Ryan's Express, starring the chairman of the board himself. No, not that chairman of the board. Old Blue Eyes, Frank Sinatra, doing it his way. One of my favorite songs. I saw this movie a lot as a kid, and it always stuck in my memory because it was a good movie. All about escaping from German-occupied Italy in 1943 during World War II, everybody. And when I think of this film, I always think of my old man, Father, as I like to call him, because it was always him who was watching it. And just like The Great Escape and Kelly's Heroes, it was because of him that I saw these movies as a kid and have those memories in the first place. So this is his gift, my review of 1965's Von Ryan's Express. Pow! Say hello, Crispin number 2. Gangsta Crispin, along for the ride.
Hello, Father Spaghetti. Hope all is well in Smelly, New Jersey.
Okay, Crispin, Smelly, New Jersey.
Yeah, I once drove past Jersey City and damn, it has a particular scent, I must say. But I'm sure if you live there, you just get used to it after a while. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure that's how it works. So anyway, Von Ryan's Express. Away we go. Pow! It's August 1943 in Italy during World War II, like I already said, which is currently being occupied by the Nazis. Yeah, those guys. Indiana Jones's buddies. As this American plane crash lands in this field. Come fly with me, come fly away. I wonder who's aboard that one.
Americano.
Fly me to the moon. Whoop. So these German officers rush to the site of the crash, only to find a plane in flames and the Italian army already beat them there. The Nazis want to know what happened to the pilot so they can arrest and probably kill his ass. Fly him to his grave. Pow! Only you're too late, Nazis. He died in the crash according to these Italian soldiers. So, oh well, better luck next crash. And they take off as the Italians give them their middle finger in Italian. They're no fans of the German Nazis just occupying their country. So they lied their asses off and actually did rescue the pilot from that plane and quickly stashed him in the back of this truck. And it's the Sultan of Swoon, the voice. Old Blue Eyes Swoonatra, the chairman of the fucking board himself. Frank Sinatra, everybody, as our title character, Von Ryan. And he's getting trashed, and why the hell not? It's Von Ryan's Express! So they take Von Ryan to this Italian-run POW camp, where the mostly British soldiers are having a funeral for their recently deceased senior officer in charge, Colonel Lockhart, who we never get to meet, because he's dead. And this guy, Lockhart's number 2, and he is mighty pissed and demands to see the camp's major.
Get that fascist bastard out here!
Whom they all blame for this, since the colonel died while doing time in the sweatbox. So they hand Von Ryan over to this number 2 guy.
Captain Stein, this is Colonel Ryan. He needs your attention too.
English actor Trevor Howard, who would later play one of those Krypton elders in Superman. He fills Von Ryan in on the camp's conditions of that being, well, total shit, since they keep trying to escape.
Our diet, like our filth, is battalion's punishment for escape attempts.
Von Ryan then tells him that liberation should be here any day now. Why not just sit here and wait it out? Stop trying to escape.
Liberation can only be a few weeks away.
Are you suggesting that we should knuckle under?
Only Trevor Howard is like, fuck that. It's our duty to escape, you American asshole. Yeah, he's the Colonel Crittenden of this camp. I love this guy.
Jerry knows he's got us in a box, which means a bad show all round. Bad show. Definitely, old boys. Good show.
He's a lot more kill happy than Colonel Crittenden was, though. makes him a little less lovable. Von Ryan then questions the sense in this.
How many men do you figure to get clear?
How many prisoners do you expect to get out? You know what happened to those guys in the Great Escape, don't you? Most of them got killed, 3 escaped. Yeah, was that worth it? To this guy it is. Which he replies with,
Colonel Ryan, if one gets out, it's a victory.
don't forget that shit, folks. It's important.
Sure it is.
Like the needs of the many outweighing the needs of the few, or the one. So they show Von Ryan to his new quarters, where he gets to meet the handful of American soldiers in the camp, who hate the conditions here and think that Trevor Howard and all these Brits are crazy for all this trying to escape shit.
Those third crazy limey officers are trying to fight the Wolfmen here.
And one of them, if you notice, is played by a very young James Brolin, father of Josh. So cut to dinner time, where Von Ryan gets to meet the camp's padre. This guy, Edward Mulhare, everyone. What a treat, Crispin number 2. It's Devin from Knight Rider. I used to watch the shit out of that show when I was a kid. Obsessed, really. He's the religious one, everyone. So they inform Von Ryan, with their colonel now dead, he's the senior ranking officer in the camp.
You see that sweatbox there? Colonel Lockhart died in there last night, which makes you the senior officer of this camp.
Making old Blue Eyes in charge.
My regiment will await your orders.
Remember the rules. He's our Colonel Hogan, everyone, and he even has the exact jacket for it. Almost like Colonel Hogan stole it right off his back after filming. But to prove he's a fair Von Ryan still lets Trevor Howard run his own regiment.
Still your regiment, Major.
Thank you, sir.
The Americans want him to take over, only he won't.
Now we know we're on our own.
For now, anyway.
A bird colonel outranks a bird brain.
So cut to that night, where this guy sneaks Von Ryan from his quarters all the way across the camp's compound, ducking lights the whole time. Then through this tunnel in the ceiling filled with tunnel dirt,
We reckon the barrack ceiling can hold 2 tons of it if we spread it around right.
out this window, then into this one, and right into this secret room. Phew, thanks for that. Hey, it's Willie the Tunnel King. They caught your ass again, I see. This is the guy that did manage to escape in the Great Escape with Charles Bronson. He was one of the 3. Prison camps are his thing, I guess. So Trevor Howard had them bring Von Ryan here because they caught those Americans trying to steal supplies. Only when Von Ryan investigates further, yeah, put my hat on now. Ba-ba-bum! He's serious, folks. He realizes they were trying to steal medicine to help the prisoners that have malaria back in sickbay. Trevor Howard thinks they should hoard these supplies and save them for escape supplies instead.
The only way to ensure a man's chance of escape is to see that he has the meprin to keep him going.
Only Von Ryan disagrees and orders that they take these meds directly to sickbay. Dr. McCoy's waiting.
That's a direct order.
Damn your direct order.
This pisses off Trevor Howard, of course, and warns Von Ryan of possible mutiny.
Unless you want a mutiny on your hands.
Mutiny, Mr. Christian, mutiny! So cut to the next morning, where Von Ryan is finally exercising his right as senior POW camp officer,
I'm assuming command, a senior officer of the camp.
and demands to be taken to the camp's head major shithead. So his second in command, this guy, Eye Patch we'll call him, Tom Cruise from Valkyrie, so he meets the camp's head Italian in charge. This Bond villain, or even Bond's brother's villain too. Yeah, this actor played a villain in Thunderball, and a villain in the lesser-known Operation Kid Brother, where Sean Connery's brother plays James Bond's brother. Yeah, it happened, folks. So to show this guy that now that he's in charge, things are going to be a lot different around his camp, he exposes Trevor Howard's whole operation.
If you betray us, I promise you, you'll pay for it.
Sergeant Bostic, rip up that shower floor.
In the hopes that he could get the prisoners much-needed new clothes, and then orders no more escape attempts.
Anyone attempting to escape from this compound will be held for court-martial. Clear?
Only they fuck Von Ryan over anyway,
What about the clothing and the Red Cross parcels in that storage house?
and don't issue them any new clothes.
Impossibile.
So he retaliates by ordering the men to strip naked and then burn all their clothes.
Strip, understand? Naked.
All right. Strip.
Pass that junk from the rear to the front of the line and throw it in the fire.
Except for Father Devon, who just can't burn his God-related outfit.
Sir, I take being a member of the class. Literally.
So fine, you can keep those two for the road. So it gets wacky for a minute as the Keystone Fire Department tries to put the fire out. The hose don't work, Kooky! Oh, Kooky! forcing the dick in charge to issue them new clothes. So way to go, Von Ryan, you really showed that guy. And just like their former colonel, he's locked up in the sweatbox for this, which sort of earns him some respect amongst the men.
Good show, Colonel.
Definitely, old boy.
Good show, old boy! And he's not in there very long when he's freed by the prisoners.
My guys landed at Salerno. Italy surrendered.
Since apparently Italy has surrendered fully to the German army. And all the camp's soldiers have abandoned the camp.
No guards.
And Trevor Howard has taken control of the camp and is now putting Italian Larry Tate and Eye Patch on trial. Trevor Howard wants to hang this major shithead.
He will be sentenced to death and hanged.
So Von Ryan puts a stop to this lynch mob instantly,
But I'm still a senior officer in this camp.
as he pleads for his life. The Nazis made him do it!
Io non avevo nessuna intenzione di fargli del male.
Guarda, ecco qui.
So Von Ryan has him locked up in that very same sweatbox instead of killing him. See how he likes it, which Trevor Howard strongly disagrees with.
I say not only military justice, but military sense dictates we cannot turn this man loose.
Letting this guy live is a mistake.
You soft-headed, sentimental fool. If letting that scum live costs the life of one of my men, I promise.
Only tough shit, Trevor Howard, you're not in charge. That's when a German plane flies overhead, so they all scatter. However, now the Germans know that there are still prisoners in that camp. So Von Ryan decides that it's time for everyone to leave.
Yes, but I'm in command here, and I say we move now.
So they do. In a giant herd of people, they all leave the camp and march through the backwoods of Italy. They even bring Eye Patch Guy with them, who eventually takes off to find him a transport out of here.
Good luck, Oriani. We'll be waiting for you. All right, let's go.
Well, that was nice of him. Eye Patch, you're our buddy now. So back at the camp, the Nazis finally arrive to find the camp deserted, except for Italian Larry Tate here, who they free from the sweatbox. So cut back to Von Ryan and company, who waited out in these ancient ruins. Italy is filled with those. They're just like in everybody's backyard, waiting there for Eye Patch to return with some help. When Trevor Howard starts to think that he probably just deserted us, that Italian dickhead.
Face it, Yank. Your little light-eyed chum has deserted us.
And it starts to look like he's right when the Germans show up. Guns ablaze! Pow-dee-pow-pow-pow! And recapture every single one of them. And then load them onto this train. So that was all for naught. Thanks, Von Ryan. So they load all of the high command onto their very own train car.
The wounded will remain behind so that we can care for them properly.
Only when they get into their train car, they discover Eye Patch is there. He's a prisoner now too, so he didn't fuck him over. Thanks, Eye Patch. We love you now. That's when Italian Larry Tate pops up out of nowhere. Because it was him that screwed you all over.
That pig who betrayed us!
You're stuck here. Then they execute all of those wounded soldiers. Pow-pow-pow-pow.
They've cared for our wounded properly now.
So thanks, Von Ryan, you stupid fuck.
Military sense dictates we cannot turn this man loose.
Trevor Howard was right. You should have fucking blew Italian Larry Tate's fucking head off. Pow! And let Eye Patch live. He's a nice guy. So now they all hate you again, particularly Trevor Howard. And I don't blame him.
You get your iron cross now, Von Ryan.
So the train takes off, en route to a German POW camp, I assume. One of their classic POW camps. Yeah, James Garner's probably there. And Steve McQueen. See Crispin number 2? There's something to look forward to. So they all alienate Von Ryan on his own little corner of the train. Like it's that episode of the friggin' Brady Bunch or something. You stay on your side of the train, we'll stay on ours. Shithead, you got so many people killed. So they ride the rails through Italy on this nice sightseeing tour, by the way, before arriving in good old Rome, the heart of Italy. Ooh, neat. I bet Bruce Lee and Chuck Norris are duking it out in the Colosseum right now. So they stop there, in German-occupied Rome, so they can get some food and water for the prisoners. And meet the train's major asshole in charge, this Nazi.
I am Major von Clement. Now in command of this prison train.
So they're all loaded back up in the train and press on to Germany. That's when someone makes a crack about tunneling out of a moving train.
No chance of our tunneling through this coop, Von Ryan.
Oh, that's rich. Which gives Von Ryan a crazy idea. So he clears out this floorboard and, with everyone's help, pulls this wallboard off that they use to pry the floorboard off. So they're in. Success.
It's impossible to get out while we're moving.
Only yeah, now what? Can't really drop out of a speeding train. they'll have to wait for it to stop.
I'll take my chances.
What about the rest? One of us goes, we all go.
Do we now? Mind telling me how?
So plan time. Von Ryan won't go through with the escape unless every prisoner can come along. We saw how that worked out before. The whole dang train. So they make a plan to take out all the guards sitting on top of the train with this rope. So once the train stops and then starts to move again, they put their plan into action and one by one drop through the hole onto the tracks. Then carefully time their roll to freedom. Don't get run over by the train, guys. Von Ryan climbs the train and takes out one of the guards, then takes his place on top of the train. The train then comes to a stop and they can't figure out why at first.
Something must have gone wrong.
So Trevor Howard takes out a guard and puts on his outfit. Von Ryan then frees all the prisoners from the train as the Germans take a break, and are now able to attack and take over the train, but then discover another train right behind them. And are forced to take off just in the nick of time. So with that major in charge now out of charge, Trevor Howard searches the train and discovers this hot little Italian number. Hello, what have we here? So they ask that major when the train's supposed to stop next. Only he won't answer right off, so bang! Tell us, you asshole! And he does.
Florence at 0600 hours.
It's Florence. Okay. And that train's still behind him, so once they stop, they need a plan. And that plan? Well, since Father Devin here can speak German, they want him to pose as this German major when they arrive in Florence to receive his orders. They don't look alike, really. This guy looks more like old Arnold Schwarzenegger, and Devin from Knight Rider looks more like, well, Devin from Knight Rider. Only Devin won't do it. He won't.
No. I won't do it. I won't do it.
He's a man of the Bible. He just won't do it. He won't. He just won't.
Absolutely not.
So cut to him doing it. Wacky! And they do the same thing with the guards by simply having the prisoners dress up as the guards. So they arrive in Florence for orders and more food rations. So back on the train, that major and his Italian squeeze are gagged and tied up. So he breaks his glass in hopes of freeing himself. So back to Father Devin, now posing as a Nazi officer. Nearly blows it too, but thinks fast and manages to pull this thing off.
Knöpfen Sie Ihr Uniform zu, Sie Trottel. Wollen Sie ein deutscher Offizier sein?
So,
Heil Hitler!
hail Hitler, I guess.
Heil Hitler.
He has his orders now and takes off on the train.
Believe it or not, the poor devil's fainted.
Only now what, Trevor Howard points out. You're just doing this guy's job for him.
All we're doing is this bastard's job for him.
Exactly.
That's true. Great plan, Von Ryan.
You get your iron cross now, Von Ryan.
So Von Ryan comes up with another brilliant plan to change the train's direction by forging orders that claim that Field Marshal Fatso Hermann Goering himself demanded. Then all they have to do is forge the signature of a higher-up Nazi official and bring it to the next station.
Governor of California, get to the chopper now!
Where the plan actually works and the train is allowed to change direction, since they believe that Fatso Goering himself will be pissed off if they don't. So success, and now they don't have that other train following them anymore. Then Eye Patch, their buddy, finds a place where they can bring the train and escape safely. And as for their two prisoners, Dipshit and the Italian chick, well, Trevor Howard wants to just off them both. Pow pow.
We don't need him anymore. Or her either. If you haven't the stomach for it, I have. It will be my pleasure.
Oh, Trevor Howard. Only Von Ryan disagrees, of course, and just has them both locked up.
Jingle all the way, #1 movie of the year!
And while locking up Miss Italy, he gets to know a little bit about it, as she tries to seduce him.
You think my legs are too thin?
Tells him to close the door, so...
Why don't you close the door?
He does. Close the door and that's it. No sex for you, lady.
And that's why the lady is a tramp.
Only, when the train comes to a stop for refueling, the major and that Italian chick use that shard of glass to free themselves. Come on! And they kill the Tunnel King. No! He was so close to finally getting out for good. So Von Ryan and Trevor Howard go after them as they start to train up and get ready to bail the hell out of there.
We can't leave them behind to talk.
They easily gun down the major. And sadly, Von Ryan is forced to gun down an unarmed Italian woman. Pow, 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 pow. As she tries to escape. He had to do it, I guess. She would have blown the whole deal. And Von Ryan's not taking this too well.
Get your hands off me, I'll blow your head off.
So they get the hell out of there. On to the next big fuck up. So cut to German control, where they have finally figured out that those orders about Fatso Hermann Goering were bogus.
Den Transportbefehl habe in Milan, bitte.
He never said that. Little Fatso. So cut back to the train, where they come to a stop, since they can see that another train has recently passed through here.
These tracks have quite a shine, sir, for not having been used. Something's been running on this spur.
So everyone off the train when boom! They're under attack. Everyone back on the train. So they take the fuck off as the station that they're passing gets bombed out of existence. That is engulfed by flames that also catch the train on fire. So everyone off the train again. So now what? Well, the train's engineer has a plan now.
Switzerland. The whole train. All of us.
He knows about an old train line that leads straight into Switzerland. All they gotta do is bypass the next station in Milano without stopping. So that's what they do. And it's reported to this head Nazi in command of the train line. So back in the train, as they arrive at and destroy this control center, so that the board will go down at main control, allowing him to slip by unnoticed to that old-timey line to Switzerland. Only it's a small window. Once that board lights back up, they're gonna realize what they did to bypass their station. And once he sees this, that head Nazi calls in the Luftwaffe. Luftwaffe, am I saying that? I can't fucking speak German. The Air Force, the German Air Force. Luftwaffe. 99 red luft balloons for help. Then he hops into his very own train and goes after him. He is one dedicated train Nazi. So cut to Von Ryan and company, hauling ass to Switzerland. When Trevor Howard and him have a little moment, when he tells him how sorry he is for him having to be the one to gun down Sophia Loren's sister, Bunny Loren.
What I'm trying to say is I'm sorry it had to be you with the girl.
He had no choice. Then cut to morning when they can finally see the Swiss Alps in the distance. And cheer, they're so close now. Switzerland is a neutral country during the war, so the Nazis will just stop once they get there. Them are the rules, hopefully. So no more need for them to be dressed up as Nazis, I guess. Get rid of that clothes. And what a beautiful country, I must say. Too bad there's a war going on. Only no time to sightsee, because here comes the German Air Force. The Luft. Red balloons. And that Nazi train too. So they open fire. Pow, pow, pow. So they open fire back. Take that, you stupid Nazi airplane. Then one of the planes shoots out some rocks at a tunnel entrance, covering the tracks, forcing them to stop. So everyone, off the train again. Then they start to escape down this catwalk. Only to be attacked by the German Air Force again, because I ain't saying Luftwaffe again. Only this time, they actually managed to take one of them out. Only don't start sucking each other's dicks quite yet, guys. There are still 2 planes left. And one takes out the other half of the catwalk. Fuck. So, everyone back to the train again. And once again, that genius engineer has a plan.
He says we can clear the wreckage and replace the damaged track.
He's the Montgomery Scott of the Italian Railroad.
I can't change the laws of physics.
The rocks that fell damaged one of the rails, and now it needs to be replaced. So he wants them to remove a rail from behind the train and replace it with that one. This will also force that Nazi train that's coming to either stop or get derailed. So brilliant plan, buddy. Only they need to work fast if this is going to work, because that Nazi train is almost there.
Well, let's get the tube train. All those with lights follow me.
And when it arrives, they notice that missing rail and stop just in the nick of time. So run, guys. They're on foot now and coming after you. So be ready, okay? Doogie Howser's dad? Hey, what are you doing here, man? As an uncredited extra. We can't let you get killed, buddy, or no Doogie. So they shoot it out with the Germans and try to hold them back. Pow, 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 while trying to replace that rail and move the debris at the same time. So the Germans start throwing grenades as the fight gets real heated. So Von Ryan grabs a bag of grenades off one of the dead soldiers to even the field up, as he and this guy start tossing them back. So there are Nazis all over that tunnel now. And the shit's really about to hit the fan as the bullets fly and grenades explode. That's when Von Ryan finally hears the train whistle. They did it! The track is replaced and they're starting to get the hell out of there. So everybody Back on the train again. All aboard, it's coming aboard. If you're not dead, get on the friggin' train now. Right fucking now. And everyone makes it except for Von Ryan, the last one. Starts running for that train and they all reach out to help him and pull him aboard when the head Nazi shithead picks up a gun and opens fire on the train. Pow, 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 and guns down Von Ryan, who drops dead right there on the tracks. The title character has just been killed. As Trevor Howard's quote from earlier is reminded to dead Von Ryan again.
I once told you, Ryan, if only one gets out, it's a victory.
How many men do you figure to get clear?
Colonel Ryan, if one gets out, it's a victory.
Who can't hear you, and I'm not even sure if Trevor Howard is actually saying it or thinking it. Anyway, it's there.
You'll get your Iron Cross now, Von Ryan.
That's why I told you to remember that shit. Even if one gets out, it's a victory. And sadly, Von Ryan, you're not that one, even though the fucking movie's named after you. I guess it really should have been Trevor Howard's Express anyway. And more than one got out. Only, yeah, the main character died. But everyone else does make it to Switzerland, so... the end, folks! That was Von Ryan's Express. But like I said, since he's dead, it's definitely Trevor Howard's Express now. Not gonna be Devin from Knight Rider's Express. What the hell ever happened to James Brolin? He get killed, I don't know. Which leads me into my final thoughts on this excellent war film. So in the end, was Von Ryan a good leader? Would they have been better off listening to Trevor Howard?
We don't need him anymore. Or her either. If you haven't the stomach for it I have, it'll be my pleasure.
Had they killed that camp major in the beginning, things would have turned out a lot different. Maybe even better. Or not. So his decisions were not always right. He did get a lot of people killed.
They've cared for our wounded properly now.
A few facts about this movie. Like actor Edward Mulhare here, who like I said would play Devin on Knight Rider, was also known for the TV series version of The Ghost and Mrs. Muir. And besides actor James Sicking, I don't even know if I'm saying that one right, Doogie Howser's dad. Besides him being in this as an uncredited extra, who also sadly died this past year, 2024. Unlike John Leighton, the Tunnel King, who's still alive according to IMDb, and also according to IMDb, Mr. Pitt from Seinfeld, Lane's boss, was also an uncredited camp prisoner, but I could never find him, so he's in there, and I guess that's it.
Actually, see, you didn't mention that this movie was based on a novel that was very different from the movie version.
Yeah, they like to do that.
Like the eye patch guy didn't join up with them. In the book, he joined the Nazis. And that dickhead camp commander guy, he was nice in the book and committed suicide when the Nazis arrived at the camp. There was also no Italian chick, see? And Von Ryan does not get killed in the end, see?
Yeah, by this guy, who was in the Twilight Zone episode The Jeopardy Room. And he also played the guy that sold Tom Hanks' Money Pit house in The Money Pit. And a final fact. The Simpsons once spoofed the end of Von Ryan's Express, I remember. I was one of the few kids who saw that back then and probably actually knew what the reference was.
I once told you, Ryan, if only one gets out, it's a victory.
And with that, I'll end my look at Von Ryan's Express. A classic memory from my childhood, thanks to my old man. So Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, Father.
Try not to breathe in any of that New Jersey air too deeply, huh, see?
Okay, Crispin. Well, thanks again to all my subscribers and comment leavers. Adios for now, folks, and I'll see you at the theater. I see you have your own ride home, alright? Adios, Crispin.
Good show, Colonel.
Jingle all the way, #1 movie of the year.